The question often comes up, you've been attacked by a dog and been injured. So how do I know if I have a qualified claim? And that's a very common question. A potential client, called our office the other day and asked that question, and here's what one of our attorneys responded. The first thing is, what is the nature and the extent of the injury? I mean, if you have a small puncture, between this finger and that's it, you probably don't need a dog bite injury law firm. Even though you may have a claim, you can probably settle that one by yourself. And we'll still call us, and one of our attorneys will still give you guidance through this whole process, explain how to do that on your own. And you can still call back and say, hey, I need some more help, and we'll offer it to you. But if you have anything serious, like you now having problems using something in your hand, or you've got a scar or significant injury on your leg or something like that, then you've got enough injury that that definitely qualifies. And as the attorney explained, that's the first thing that we look at. The second thing that often is the problem is insurance coverage. Now, why is that the case? As well as the attorney explained, now insurance companies are getting a little wiser, and they're not just saying, hey, you own a home, so if you own a dog and they bite somebody, we're going to cover it. They now are having provisions there that say, hey, if you have, and I know people love their pit bulls, so don't get mad at me, but if you have a pit bull or some other breeds, we are not covering it unless you pay extra for that, and sometimes it's significant. Or sometimes they just say no, they won't cover it if you have that breed anyway. They've never gone over to the extreme of saying, hey, we're not going to cover any dog, because dog lovers would probably kill the insurance companies. But anyway, so that can be a problem and mean that there isn't insurance coverage. Another situation, very common, is you have a renter who doesn't have renter's insurance, and they own let's just say, they don't even have to be a vicious dog. I remember a neighbor's dog. They were a little thing about this high, and I was just waving hi to the neighbor, and that dog ran right up to me and took a bite out of my leg. Fortunately, the teeth were only about that big, and so, I did survive, but it surprised the owner, it surprised me. I thought we were friends. But anyway, you never know. But if it's a renter without renter's insurance, then there's a way you can file a claim against them in small claims court and stuff like that. And if you call us, we'll kind of direct you. But it's not going to be easy to collect compensation in that situation, as our attorney explained. That's usually, insurance coverage is usually the area that is the biggest issue. But there's some times where we had a situation where a homeowners association had allowed one of the people in one of the complexes to keep this dog that had already bitten a lot of other people, and they hadn't done anything about it. And the other bites weren't terrible, but they were significant. But then they put somebody like in the hospital. And that particular, I think he was a renter, as I recall, he wouldn't give any insurance information if he had it. I mean, who knows? So, one of our litigation attorneys actually brought a claim against the homeowners association because they did have insurance. And it was proven that other people had complained, and they knew that this dog was likely to attack people, besides all the signs that said beware of dog, and then the owner opens the gate and lets the dogs run around loose. I mean, craziness, right? So anyway, there are other situations where there's no obvious insurance, and sometimes we can still get compensation for you. So that's another reason that even if you've been told there's no insurance, call us anyway. It doesn't, take a few minutes talking to one of our attorneys, and if we can find a way to get compensation for you, we'll let you know. And if not, we'll tell you that too. So remember, the call is free, the information's free, referrals to a plastic surgeon, whatever, is free. So call us, because if you've been the victim of a dog attack or your loved one, we do care about you.